Frankfurter, Frank, Weenie, Wiener, tube steak, sausage, bangers, whatever you call them, or wherever you buy them. There's no denying that hot dogs are a traditional element of American food culture, having obtained significant cultural and patriotic status from their association with public events and sports since the 1920s. And despite being high in fat, salt, and preservatives, hot dogs remain one of this country's most popular food items. After all, they're cheap, tasty, and portable. Stands and trucks sell hot dogs at street and highway locations. Wandering hot dog vendors sell their products in baseball parks. At convenience stores, hot dogs are kept heated on rotating grills. And 7-Eleven sells the most grilled hot dogs in North America, over 100 million each year. Hot dogs are also common on restaurants' children's menus. There are also restaurants where hot dogs are a specialty. And there are plenty of those. Little restaurants, usually independent ones, where hot dogs are the specialty of the house. This leads us to an iconic eatery in South Bethlehem, a little place where they have served up their hot dogs for about 80 years. Located at 400 Broadway, not far from busy Five Points, and close enough to Lehigh University and Bethlehem Steel that for decades, Pete's Hot Dog Shop could have survived just on the food served to those institutions. But of course, as a neighborhood landmark surrounded by a densely populated community, Pete's was also the place to go for Southsiders, where they could grab a quick bite, or maybe once a week, give mom a break from kitchen duty. People tend to declare their love and dedication to particular beer brands, steak sandwiches, pizza, and hot dogs are no different. And Pete's certainly has its admirers. For me, my devotion to one particular hot dog began long ago. It was 1962. My grandfather, John Castellucci, announced one day, "Come on, Marky, it's time for a treat." Unexpectedly, we walked about 3.5 blocks from their home on Martell Street to Pete's Hot Dogs. And there it was, this quirky little shop on a triangular lot at the busy corner of 400 Broadway and Carlton Avenue. We entered and the place was filled with customers. A man wearing an apron called out, "Hello, Johnny." Now that man was either Teddy or Louis Corpus, the co-owners of the bustling shop. Pop explained that he'd been coming to what was originally called Broadway Hot Dogs since it was owned by the uncle of these two fellows. And that was sometime in the late 30s or early 1940s. Pop ordered us 2 hot dogs with everything, and the rest is history. We opted to eat ours at the counter. As I enjoyed my treat, I noticed a steady stream of steelworkers, Lehigh students, and local citizens just ordering hot dogs by the dozens. In 2017, we welcomed several gentlemen from Fogliano, Italy, and planned a tour of South Bethlehem. At some point, we wondered where we might want to stop for lunch, and it turns out that our friends from Italy wanted genuine American food, hot dogs. So, we treated them to Pete's, and they loved it. And of course, we ate them at the counter. I've been a loyal fan of Pete's for over 60 years. Since its opening more than 80 years ago, it's been owned and managed by only 2 families. And that's sadly about to end. Today, I may have sat at the counter, perhaps for the last time. One sign of getting older is the realization that the things that give us our sense of place in a community are slowly disappearing. Here in Bethlehem, we have seen familiar places vanish gradually over the years. These places, many of which have been around for decades, have served to knit together generations. With respect to a place like Pete's, my grandfather, my dad, myself, my daughter, and my granddaughter have had the common experience of being able to enjoy the simple pleasure of having a hot dog. That's 5 generations just in one family.